Good.
Well, Cynthia is very excited about the world of the mind. That's why she loves McLeod's bookstore so much. The world of the mind is a thrilling place to inhabit and amazing. Our mind, going into our mind, we can get carried away into all kinds of places. And we can develop a roadmap along the line. And right now I feel the collision of two different speeches that I had in mind. One was about Shakespeare and ways of reading Shakespeare. And the other one is, oh, see, it's so evanescent. It's slipping from my grasp. Yes, power. In our earlier speech, Lily was talking about power, that she needed power for her vision, power for following through on her projects, for making her dreams come true. And as soon as she said the word power, needing power, it reminded me of something that I said to my karate student yesterday. That karate is one of the main purposes, one of the goals. I said the quest in karate is to learn how to generate power in your body. It's understanding body connection, breathing, timing, relaxing, tensing at just the right moment, using the hips, the muscle groups, large muscle groups to small muscle groups, so you can actually get power. And every move that you're doing, especially the katas, are those are the sort of choreographed movements. The katas are places that you explore. Well, do you turn on your heel? Do you turn on your toe? Do you kind of bend in your hip a little bit? Do you sink? There's 5 ways of generating power in karate. Probably more than that. Lowering, going up, moving forward, compression, vibration. That's related to, just to give you a sense of physically generating power, that it's something that you think about in your mind a lot as well. You feel it in your body, but there's also this conceptual aspect, the world of the mind, that is involved in practicing karate. And it's similar to our life outside of karate when we want to just make something happen. And maybe it's a book we want to write, a book we want to publish, maybe a business we want to start, maybe just planning a family get together, any number of wonderful, delightful things as we daydream and let our mind drift off. We go, oh, wouldn't that be great to do that? Oh, I could really have fun with that. Wouldn't it be great if I could do that? So we have all those lovely, lovely dreams. That's what keeps us interested in life, is these ongoing projects, letting our minds drift off into those places, and then receiving a vision, a small snapshot, a glimpse of what we'd like. So how do we get the power to do them? And that's what Lily was talking about. She was saying that my encouragement helped to give her power. And which is great when you at some point you want to have people that you know believe in you, and that's really helpful. Before that, at a more basic level, it's having belief in yourself, having confidence in yourself. This is really the art. That's really, and it is an art. Just like karate, like the martial arts, developing physical power in your body, energy to move forward. That internal sort of power is an art as well. There's times where you feel very powerful. It's great. I had a moment like that the other night at a meeting. I was chairing a meeting and I just felt this flow. I felt like I was kind of directing the flow, and it was so unself-conscious. There was no, I wasn't thinking, oh, should I say this or should I say that? Or would it be a good idea for, oh, I shouldn't have said that. Or it wasn't like that at all. It was just being in the moment, being in the flow, directing the flow, very satisfying, extremely pleasurable experience to just be in a moment like that without that constant, censorship of yourself. And I remembered feeling that way probably about, 45 years ago. It hasn't happened a lot that I've been able to, with a group of people, felt like I could interact so effortlessly and so unself-consciously. So I recognized that this was something that was very enjoyable, and it actually felt natural. And I thought, well, that must be like a natural feeling. That is a person who I actually am. I have that confidence, that the clarity that I can express myself. I can another sense that's involved with knowing the right thing to say, actually the right thing to say to spark someone off so that they said something, and the right way of acknowledgement. And I thought, well, that is possible. It is something that comes naturally then to me when I'm not inhibiting myself, as Johannes mentioned previously about how we can inhibit ourselves. So this power basically is intrinsic to being ourselves. And then to be powerful and experience it would be a matter of releasing resistances, releasing the inhibiting factors, and releasing, well, what shuts it down, what clamps it down, and when am I telling myself that I stop? And in karate, as we move, you move forward, you stop, but there's always a sense you're continually moving. If you come to a halt, but still a part of you is moving forward, and every move that you do, you're not going to come back to do another move. You're still that feeling of going forward into the next one. It's very much that keeping the momentum. As I'm learning to feel that in my body, that I have this momentum, that I want to keep moving. Even if I have to stop for a minute, I'm going to keep going again. And in our own projects and ideas and designs and projects, we want to feel like we've got a momentum, okay? And that momentum's going and carrying us forward. Well, how do we keep that momentum going? Because as it builds, it will attract more energy, more people will want to be involved, and the end result will be that project. The keeping the momentum going is the art, and it's identifying, just trial and error, going, I was feeling really good about this, I could sense it moving, and then all of a sudden it stopped or just crumbled to dust. Or I was going really good, and then all of a sudden I felt this huge backlash. Oh, it really set me back. So those are the times where, you kind of identify, well, those are just tweaks. Those are things that you can tweak. That doesn't mean you're no good, that you'll never be able to finish anything, you'll never be able to follow through on anything. It doesn't mean that there's anything wrong at all with you or with your project. Is a good idea. It just means that somehow you've developed a habitual way of thinking, maybe listening to people, there's some kind of voice or something inside that is stopping it and driving and even sending you back. So you go flying back because you hit a wall. So that doesn't mean that wall is there because you put it there, right? It's just part of your mental furniture. So it's not that difficult to think, oh, if I that wall is there because I did this. And for example, just a brief example, a common thing that will set up that resistance is talking about your project too soon, or telling people about things too soon that you want to do, because you're all excited and you want to share about it. But sometimes for certain people, it's better to, as soon as you start telling people and then not sure about what reaction, or maybe people get a really good reaction, give you a really good reaction, but then you think, oh no, I have to live up to their expectations. Oh, I think that's what happens to me as I tell people something, and all of a minute I go, oh no, how could I possibly, how could I live up to this? I just go like shriveling back and crawling back into my little hole. So I'm wanting to figure out, well, so if I talk about it in this way, is it going to give me just enough approval so that I'll want to keep going? And maybe if I don't talk about it for a while, or maybe if I hold off, or maybe if I just tell this, or maybe, you know, like how do you play, you know, play with that idea and that feeling that you've got so that you're not sending yourself flying back. This is an art. It's practice. Just as my karate practice is teaching me how to move and overcome resistance and deal with them. And it's just tweaks. I do this with my hips. I do this with my breath. Things that you learn, you figure out on your own. It's exactly the same. There's no God or goddess of fate saying, you know, your project is going to fail. You're doomed to failure. Your project are never going to succeed. That's ridiculous. It's an art, and just generating power is it's fun. It's something that we can, you know, we do so many things. Our bodies. Think about our bodies, how they work. There's so many pieces of our bodies working all the time. Thinking like, oof. And it's the same thing. All these projects are just sizzling. They're all in the air around us, and we connect into it. And it's like, you know, just like tune in and chill out. Thank you.